Transformers, Dark of the Moon, Wheeljack, aka Q. This is officially licensed Mercedes-Benz product from Hasbro. They stopped numbering the Studio Series line, so I don't know what this one would be. But he's a deluxe class, and it's kind of cool that we have him after all these years. Take him out of the packaging. There you can see. Comes with his instruction sheet here. Let's take a look at it. It's typical Hasbro instructions. They're pretty good. I mean, some parts are a little confusing, but it's not the end of the world. Let's get him out of this packaging here. All right, here he is. This is Wheeljack, aka Q. And we really have to zoom in because he is a small figure. Reminds me when the Dark of the Moon toy line came out and all the toys were so much smaller than they used to be. It was kind of shocking. You can see the back. He's got a ton of kibble on his back. But overall, the details are there. If you can look here, you can see his weird-looking Einstein head. It's got all this cool detail here, but none of it's painted. His lab coat and some weapons and stuff. I guess. Here we'll take a look at his weapons. Comes this weird staff gun thing and this small pistol. And they kind of peg together like this. It's a real snug fit. There we go. And you can kind of hold it from the side. Just like this. I guess. It's kind of weird. If you like that kind of thing. Oh, let's fix that. Let's do take two. Yeah, there's his gun. You know, he looks really weird holding it. If you want, you can just take it off, and there's a little slot right here. And you can store it in here. And it's a real shallow peg, so believe me, you will be knocking this thing off if you store it like that. But it looks good from the front. You can also hold his smaller pistol by itself if you like. Not a lot of paint, mostly just blue and gray. For articulation, you got his head. Can move left and right and kind of move up and down. For the shoulders, you have to lift this part up. That'll allow the arm to be able to be raised this high. It's kind of a stiff joint, so you might be worried at first. Then he also has a shoulder articulation. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got an elbow. He's got a ball jointed elbow, which is a big no-no. It always looks like a knockoff when it has a ball jointed elbow. This forearm part can move, but the wrist don't move at all. He's got no waist rotation here. There's little flap things of his lab coat can move, but there's no waist rotation, which kind of sucks. Legs can kick forward, can kick back, barely. Thigh rotation, knee bend. And then as far as his feet, the toes can't pivot up or down. There's nothing on the actual toe for ankle pivot. But due to transformation, you can turn it at this joint here. So he does have ankle rotation, even though it looks kind of weird, but it is doable. If you want to give him that A stance. It's real stiff though. There we go. And also back here, you can fold these parts down. You get a little bit more range in the knees. You can just leave these folded down for robot mode as well. Looks okay. And that's about it for articulation. For size comparison, here we'll bring in good old Sentinel Prime. This is a Studio Series version with some extra paint I added and some weapons. And we'll also show a deluxe class. This is a Bombshell, part of the latest deluxe Insecticon wave. Still smaller. Now let's compare him to another Wheeljack figure. This is from Transformers Prime. This is Wheeljack. This is a big oversized KO though, so here's his actual size. You can see he's about 4.5 inches tall to the top of his head, so yeah, he's a small guy. Here's a Blockies figure, everybody's favorite, good old Sentinel Prime. Let's adjust the camera a bit here. You can see he's not much taller than a $5 Blockies. That kind of sucks. Oh yeah, these things here too. You can pop the doors off if you want a cleaner look. They're just on friction joints. Yeah, he's got all this back kibble. Reminds me of good old Jolt. He was another figure that was hindered by too much kibble and bad articulation. But yeah, this looks a lot cleaner. I like that. I mean, all they had to do really is put one more hinge right here so this part with the wheel would fold up to give him that little bit of a cleaner lab coat look, but I guess. All right, let's get into transformation. First thing you do, you have to click these shoulders up and then fold these side panels outward. Get them out of the way like this. Then we raise this windshield part up, and then we unpeg the backpack from the back and lift it out the way. It does attach to his back, but not very strong. And as far as the legs, you take these heels and flip them up, and they're real stiff, so take a bit of force. And once you do that, you fold them under. You take the whole calf part, rotate it, and then fold the toe up, and then keep rotating it all the way around, just like this, to make the back of the car. And we close the trunk, and it should click. Do the same thing on this side here. Take this calf part, rotate it, fold the foot in, keep rotating it up, line it up, make sure that the hood is correct, and then push down. There we go. We take the two halves and we peg them together. It's really secure. And you can take these side pieces too and move them up out of the way and make sure that it's all lined up, but make sure to put them back down. Now the tricky part here, you take these arms and you have to rotate them at the bicep and make sure that the top is like this with the fingers pointing forward. Just like this. Do the same thing on this side here. You kind of got to rotate it around. And you can see here how it's supposed to be lined up. So turn the bicep. And then once you have this lined up properly, the two halves should peg together. And the tabs are real shallow, so this can be a bit tricky because it's hollow underneath. But once you have it lined up, they should clip together, and then they clip into the back part as well, just like this. There we go. And as far as this front windshield here, I get these out of the way, straighten it out, and then there's a little tab right here, a little post that'll plug into the windshield. Click that in, that'll hold that. Okay, straighten up this grill. We fold these parts all the way around, just like this. This is the most fiddly part of the whole transformation. And then be these little double hinges here underneath the bottom. And if you look right here, it has to be rotated back, just like this. Do on this side too. Take this hinge right here and then rotate it back, just like that. That allows this part to rotate around and to line up with the back of the car like this. And then you'll know it's lined up properly when back here there's a tab here that will fit into the slot right there. So just plug that in. Just like that. We'll do that the same on the other side. Plug it all together. And then for the front part here, you take these and you fold these down and they tab in here. It's a nice click and the front of the car is done. And there he goes. There's this nice Mercedes BMW look. It's got some nice silver paint on the grille and headlights. See the whole robot underneath. It's got really thin tires. But overall, it looks like he did in the movie. And you can take his weird weapon thing and it plugs in this little shallow post and peg slot here. Yeah. Since he's a shelf warmer, every time you push on it, it wants to collapse. So you gotta pop it in there, and you can have this look if you like. Looks ridiculous. He does roll. Let's do a little vehicle comparison action here. Here he is with the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. See how he looks with the size. And then we'll bring in a oldie but goodie. Here's Classics Optimus Prime from way back in the day. And he's a small figure. He measures about 5 inches in vehicle mode.
So the big question is, do you need him? Well, since we never got a proper Wheeljack, aka Q figure back in the day, it's only a Japan exclusive, then I say yes. He's a welcome addition to your Dark of the Moon cast. He will look great on the shelf. Even though he is limited in articulation and paint, he's still a good figure, and I think he's worth it. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Name's Q. Oh.